Hello, my dear students. Myself, Dr. Lata Sharma, is with you now with a new topic, that is decentralization. This is the course code is BPSC 141, and here is a new topic that is related to this topic. This is the course code is one BPSC 141, Mahatma Gandhi's related contemporary issues. So this is the new topic, that is decentralization, and we are here with a new sense of learning, a new platform that is GNU is giving to you. So we are starting here this decentralization. As usual, my dear students, you are aware what about the decentralization and what is the main aspects of local governments and decentralization and panchayati raj. That has been given a very good system and society that is related to decentralization. So Gandhiji has also given this a sense of knowledge about the decentralization, in the sense of that everybody will do their work accordingly, and the work will be shared to equally everybody in a very every corner of the society. So this is the new sense has been created, that everybody will do the work according to what has been given to him. So this is the meaning, and we can say this is the sense, and this is the main perspective of this decentralization. This we are now starting with this existence of self-governing village communities across subcontinent that over millennia served as main interface between predominantly agrarian village economies. So there is something we want to say, that this self-governing village communities, we were thinking about that. Village communities will govern themselves across subcontinent that over millennia served as main interface between predominantly agrarian village economies, and custom and tradition elevated these earlier councils or assemblies called sabhas to a position of considerable authority. Then that what has happened, what has been the process, and what we have to do for that, that we have to go with the predominantly agrarian villages economies, and we have to think about the custom and tradition who has already elevated these earlier councils or assemblies, that we can say these are we have called them the sabha, to a position of considerably authority, that who will and whom we want to make a authorized person. So there is a process, there is a custom and tradition elevated, that for the position of that can considerable about the authorization of the persons, that is called, in which all of these things will be decided, that is sabha. Next is that there is a panchayat. There is a new name and new word has been come at the time. The panchayat, an assembly of five respected elders. There is a thinking about the village communities, self-governing village communities. I am asking about here. That is panchayat, an assembly of five respected elders. As you have seen, my dear students, that all of the timings, because you are now in a global country, and this all has happened with this. At In your knowledge, that panchayat is a place, as you have seen many of the movies and many of the areas and many of your villages areas, and you have also noticed and I think observed that panchayat, this is a five respected elders who take the decision what has happened about that issue, and issue related to village and their areas put in front of them, and they called a sabha, and the panchayat persons, for the five respected elders persons, make the decisions, and they took the observation of all the case and issue, and they give the decision, that is became pivot of administration. These are the person that they became the pivot of administration, focus of social solidarity, uh, and principle, forum for dispensation of justice and resolution of local disputes. Yes, this is here, that they what they do, that they make the confirmation that justice will be given, and they resolute the local disputes. This is the main thing here, that the self-governing village communities, what will happen in this in this centralization decentralization, and that they will think about themselves. Self-governing village communities will be counted, and sabhas will be also invited, and the panchayat persons, the five respected elder persons, and they what they do, focus on social solidarity and principal forum for dispensation of justice and resolution of local disputes. They have to focus on properly that local disputes will be decided and will be given the justice related to issues that is related to their areas. Characteristics of village panchayats remained unchanged during medieval and Mughal periods. That what has happened, that village panchayat, their characteristics and their features and their, I think we can say, their ability to give the justice has remained unchanged. There is a period, that medieval timings and the Mughal periods also. So there is we have to be noticed all of these things, that these panchayat and these the adhyaksha, gaon pramukh and adhyaksha, these are the person that has become the more relevant persons, that they should be considered as an a judge and judgmental decisions has given the name, that they will solve all type of issues related to local areas, that is villages areas. That's here is that what is to be, that what is here to be counted, that the persons want that there should be a very important aspects in a decentralization, that they have to be focused on the local government. And there is a person, I have also there is a medieval and Mughal periods, there is unchanged, remain unchanged, because their characteristics features has not been decided by the societies. And what have happened? Local governments in British India, because there has remained the local government in British India, British timings, ruling time. So there is a local government has also been planned. 1687, Municipal Corporation of Madras constituted on the British model of a town council with powers to levy taxes and deliver services, some compromising of nominated members. What they have done, that is 1687, because of there is a local governments in the timings of British India has been planned, has been seen. So 1687, Municipal Corporation of Madras constituted on the British model of town council. They have made the town council with power of what they will do, that they will levy taxes and deliver services, and comprising of nominated members. There is a town council who has given that nominated, who has think about and who has taken the nominated members. There are nominated members there, and their powers was to levy taxes and deliver services. And this 1687 Municipal Corporation of Madras constituted this British model of town council. And again, after the 1687, 1870 revival of traditional village panchayat system in Bengal. There is has been seen after the 1687. There is 1870s revival of traditional village panchayat system in Bengal, and the traditional village panchayat, because there is a process of that town council, local government in British India during the British India, and after that village panchayat also has been seen in Bengal. And 1882 Ripon resolution providing for rural local boards with the two-thirds of membership to be composed of elected non-official representatives and presided over by a non-official chairperson. There is also Ripon resolution, we can say, in 1882. What they have done, they have given them providing for rural local boards with two-thirds of membership. What they have done, two-third of membership to be composed of elected. They think that this is two-third of the membership should be elected and non-official representative and presided over by a non-official chairperson. They are also given a very important thing that there should be non-official chairperson should be there. That is 1882 Ripon resolution can be said. Indian freedom movement. After we can say that is 1687, 1870, and 1882. After that, we want that the Indian freedom movement and local governments start demanding self-government, because if we I am not wrong that Indian government and Indian public began to cautious and begin to curious and begin to demanding for the local government, because Indian freedom movements they have also think about that they want self government. And what is the meaning of their self government? That they want the freedom. And the Indian freedom movement and local government, this is a thing they have created by the back. They have seen the town council in 1687, and by the Bengal they have seen the panchayat. So they came to know about the fact that they can do all of these self government. They can decide, they can make the members, they can make the chairperson, because everything is related to Indian scenario. They all of these practices and experiments has been done in a Indian scenario. So they have got the some idea about that what they can do. So they have demanded for the self government as a first political goal before evolving to demand for independence. This is the thing they have given Indian freedom movement, that they have demanded. Who are they? This Indians and Indian persons, Indian public has demanded the self-government, and that is the first political goal before evolving to demand for independence. They have firstly they have created that they want their self-government. After coming all of these phases, that in 1909 Royal Commission on Decentralization recognized importance of panchayat in the governance of India. There is a timing that 1909 Royal Commission on Decentralization recognized importance of panchayat in governments of India. What the Royal Commission and recognize that they think about that in the Indian government, there should be a decentralization process. Why? Because decentralization process have been tested and have been taken experiment in many and many cities and states. So decentralization has worked there. So for making a progressive outlook, for making a progressive scenario and society, so decentralization has been some decider and has been think about this in 1909, that is Royal Commission. 1919, there is a timing after 1909, 19 has come, and Government of India Act, this is 1919. As you have seen, there is a act related to the resolution and for getting the governance of India, for getting the self-government and for getting the independence. Many and many act has been created by the British Council. And this is the timing that 1909 Government of India Act has been passed. In 1919, brings in the system of diarchy and transfers self-government to the domain of Indian ministers in the provinces. This is the time when there is a time that transfer self-government to the domain of Indian ministers in the provinces. In 1935 to 1939, this is also a very good period about the decentralization that has been make a, we can say, platform, we can say there is a background, we can say that there is a thinking about the self-government process, that the British Council and British period timings, the officials has been decided, they are deciding about that what they have to do for the India, that they can do for the self-government, and they can got that independence also. So this is time 1935 to 39. Provincial autonomy under the Government of India Act 1935 results in popularly elected governments in provinces, who in turn enacted legislation for further democratization of local self-governments. There is a time that provincial autonomy under the Government of India Act 1935 results in a popularly elected governments in provinces, and they who in turn enacted, they have there is a scene that who in turn enacted legislation for further democratization of local self government. There is a person, there is a result in popularly elected government in provinces, and they also the legislation has enacted them for the further democratization of local self governments. The first constitutional steps, Mahatma Gandhi. As here now we are come about that Mahatma Gandhi has given the importance of all these decentralization. Before that, we have seen the history of this decentralization, and we can say this is the panchayati raj system, we can say, and the three tier system, we can say. This is the first constitutional steps, Mahatma Gandhi. Entire edifice of Indian democracy should be based upon one popular election to the village panchayat and indirect elections from panchayat to state assemblies and from the state assembly to the parliament. There is a constitutional steps has been decided for this. This is that panchayat to state assemblies. There is a process, there is a step, we can say, that democracy should be based upon one popular election to the village panchayat. Democratic system we are discussing here. This is village panchayat and indirectly elections from panchayat to state assemblies, and after that state assemblies to the parliament. This is the focused up in has been focused in the constitutional steps. Article 40 of the constitution: the state shall endeavor to constitute village panchayat as institutions of local self-government. There is a scene that Article 40 of the Constitution, the state shall endeavor to constitute village panchayat as institutions of local self-government. There is a scene. Article 40 of the Constitution says about this, that the state shall endeavor to constitute village panchayat as institution of local self-government. There is a power has been given to the state that they will constitute village panchayat elections. More history about this, that if we have said there is a Article 40 has been given here to the in the Constitution, the state has given to work out about the that they constitute the village panchayat and the elections about this. This is 1953. Autonomous council set up in tribal areas. 1955. Balwant Rai Mehta Committee submits report and recommends three-tier system of local governments in rural areas. There is a scene. This is the 1955. This we can say this is the base, and we can say this is the main important person for making the three-tier system and for the decentralization and for the local governments observations. This is person has given this workout. 1959 to 1965. LG set up in the first flush of enthusiasm, but then further elections are delayed, except in a few states, Gujarat and Maharashtra. In 1972, West Bengal constitutes panchayats at 3 levels and undertakes elections. There is a state, West Bengal, constitutes panchayat at 3 levels. In the West Bengal, the panchayat elections has been done accordingly 3 levels and undertakes elections. 1977, there is a person also, that is Ashok Mehta Committee, recommending 2-tier panchayats. They have recommended, Ashok Mehta Committee has recommended 2-tier panchayat system. 1987, Big Bang devolution of 2 panchayats in Karnataka. 1989, the failed 64th and 65th amendments. There is a scene that the 64th and 65th amendments has been failed due to some reasons. Panchayat and Nagarpalikas. There is a that how much panchayat and Nagarpalikas will be considered. So 24 states at that time, 5 union territories, local government structure in India, fifth schedule areas of 9 states. This is Andhra Pradesh, Chandigarh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Himachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Odisha, 6 scheduled areas of Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Tripura, other system established through state laws. Hill areas of Manipur, Nagaland, Darjeeling, Gorkha Hill Council, J&K environmentally sensitive of resource or resource rich areas have diverse algae structures. As this is the timing that after the failure of 64th and 65 amendments, the Panchayat and Nagar Palika, this is 24 states and 5 union territories, local government structures in India, fifth schedule areas of 9 states. Silent features of the 73rd Constitution Amendment Act, this is 1993. Silent features of the, we are discussing about here 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act 1993. Constitutional status for Gram Sabha, Assembly of the Community. 3-tier panchayat system at the village, intermediate and district level except in a state with population of less than 20 lakhs, where intermediate panchayat may not be constituted, where as there is written here that population, this is decided that where the population is less than 20 lakhs, where intermediate panchayat may not be constituted. Reservation of states and leadership position for SCs, STs, and women. There is a written here. Regular elections every 5 years. Establishment of independent state election commission. State finance commissions to be set up once in 5 years. State finance commissions to be set up once in 5 years. Powers to be so devolved upon panchayat as to enable them to function as institutions of self-government. Article 243G, read with Schedule 11. As again, I am telling here that silent features of the 73rd Constitution Amendment Act 1993. Constitutional status for Gram Sabha, the 3-tier panchayat system at the village, intermediate and district level except in the state with population of less than 20 lakhs, where intermediate panchayat may not be constituted. Reservation of seats and leadership positions for SC, STs and women. Regular elections every 5 years. Establishment of independent state election commission. State finance commission to be set up once in 5 years. Powers to be so devolved upon panchayat as to enable them to function as institutions of self-government. Article 243G, read with Schedule 11. There is silent features of the 74th Constitutional Amendment Act 1993. As we have seen here, silent features of the 73 Constitution Amendment Act 1993. There is different kind of urban and local bodies that there is silent features of 74th Constitution. Before that, we have read about the 73rd Constitution Amendment Act. Now here we are discussing about 74th Constitutional Amendment Act. That is different kind of urban local bodies. Nagar Panchayat for an area in transition from a rural area to an urban area. Nagar Panchayat will be considered there. For an area in transition from a rural area to an urban area. Second, municipal council for a smaller urban area. As this is here, that there be a municipal council for a smaller urban area. And C, there is municipal corporation for a larger urban area. There is one is Nagar Panchayat for an area in transition from a rural to urban area. Nagar Panchayat will be there. Municipal council for a smaller urban area, that is, that smaller urban area will be counted in a municipal council, as in according to 74th Constitution Amendment Act 1993. Municipal corporation for a larger urban area, industrial township exempt from municipalities, reservation of seats and leadership positions for deprived communities and women. As we are, this is after the municipal council for a smaller urban area and municipal corporation of for a larger urban area, industrial township exempted from municipalities, reservation of seats and leadership positions for deprived communities and women, regular elections every 5 years through independent state election commissions, state finance commissions to be set up once in 5 years to recommend financial share of LGs, Central Finance Commission to do the same from central revenues. Powers to be so devolved upon ULB to enable them to function as institute of self-government. Wards committees to be set up for the pupils' participation. Other committees can also be set up by the government. There is, as we have discussed here, this is 74th Constitution Amendment Act silent features. In 1993, as this is a discussion about Nagar Panchayat, Municipal Council, and Municipal Corporation. As there is a difference between the Nagar Panchayat, Municipal Council, and Municipal Corporation. This is urban area and smaller urban area, and transition from a rural area to an urban area. So this is all about that in 74th Constitution Amendment Act, all of these things has been seen. Article 243G reads as under powers, authority and responsibilities of panchayats. There is Article 243G. Should we read here that powers, authority and responsibilities of panchayat? What will be the powers, what will be the authority and responsibilities of the panchayat? There is counted in Article 243G. Subject to the provisions of this constitution, the legislature of state may, by law, endue the panchayats with such powers and authority as may be necessary to enable them to function as institutions of self-government, and such law may contain provisions for the devolution of powers and responsibilities upon panchayats at the appropriate level, subject to such conditions as may be specified therein with respect to the preparation of plans for economic development and social justice, the implementation of scheme for economic development and social justice as may be entrusted to them, including those in relation to the matters listed in the 11th schedule. There is a thing that Article 243G reads the power and authority and responsibilities of panchayat, and there is a preparation of plans for economic development and social justice. And there is also the second point, that is B, the implementation of schemes for economic development and social justice as may be entrusted to them, including those in relation to the matters listed in the 11th schedule. As this is all about the, this is 243G article. Now we have come to this, that 11th schedule list 29 matters as below: land improvement, land reforms, consolidation, soil conservation, family welfare, minor irrigation, water management, watershed development, agriculture, includes extension, animal husbandry, dairying and poultry, welfare of the weaker sections, in particulars of SC and STs markets, fair technical training, vocational educational, khadi, village and cottage industries, fisheries, social forestry, farm forestry, minor forest, reduce rural housing, drinking water, fuel and fodder, maintenance of communities' assets, roads, culverts, bridges, ferries, waterways, other means of communication, small scale industries, food processing industries, non conventional energy education, including primary and secondary schools, poverty alleviation program, rural electrification, distribution of electricity, health and sanitation hospitals, primary health centers, dispensaries, cultural activities, libraries, adult and non-formal education, public distribution system, social welfare, welfare if handicapped and mentally retired women and child development. These are the 29 matters that has been that this is the list of 29 matters that has been counted in the 11th schedule. This is to be counted in 11th schedule with the list of 29 matters. As you can see, this all type of working has been counted here. And all type of work has been given to this panchayat work, that all of the persons will go accordingly to the lists and they will do work for the welfare of the society. Burial and burial grounds, cremations, crematorious, public amenities, street lighting, parking lots, bus stops, 12th schedule, regulation of land use and construction of building, planning for economic and social development, urban planning, including town planning, safeguarding interest of weaker sections, including handicapped and mentally retired, provisions of urban amenities and facilities such as parks and playgrounds, urban forestry, environmental protection and promotion of environmental aspects, regulation of slaughterhouses and tanneries, fire services, water supply for drinking, industrial and commercial purpose, roads and bridges, promotion of cultural, educational, aesthetic aspects, urban poetry, alleviations, public health, sanitation, conservancy and solid waste management, cattle pounds, prevention of cruelty to animals, slum improvement and upgradation, vital statistics inclusively, registration of birth and deaths. There is all about that. This is the working has been given for the 11th schedule list, 29 matters as below. This is land improvement, land reforms, consolidation of soil conservation, family welfare, minor irrigation. This is all about burial. This if we say that all about these working has been given to this accordingly to the 11th schedule, that is 29 matters has been given to them. Registration of births and deaths, there is also work has been given to. Now we are coming to the marriage and demarriage of Panchayat Raj in India. Inclusion of people in governance, statistics on Panchayat, 537 district Panchayat, 15,694 elected representatives, 37% women, 17% SCs, 11% ST. 6,094 intermediate panchayats, 156,609 elected representatives, 37% women, 21% SC, 7% ST. There is village panchayat also, 233,913 and 2,656,476 elected representatives, 37 of women, 90% SC and 12% ST at the village panchayat level. Each elected representatives constituencies comprise of about 340 people, 70 families. There is modes of functional assignment, impact expenditure assignment, design, delegation, deconcentration, devolution, passing down of authority and responsibility from a superior to an agent to carry out specific tasks, level of territorial and functional administration of center at lower levels, carrying out central functions, powers and authority endowed by higher government level of government to lower government level through statute, including constitution, backed by financial resources, considerable autonomy, accountability largely to citizens. There is a modes of functional assignments, impact expenditure assignment, design, delegation, decentralization, devolution, passing down of authority and responsibility from a superior to an agent to carry out specific tasks. This is all about that the modes of functional assignment, impact expenditure assignment, design delegation. This is all about that. The functional assignment has been given to this Panchayati Raj. What are the dividends from decentralization? Politicians have always led decentralization. Yet, evidence is that political benefits are short-lived for the visionary who triggers decentralization. Efficiency bureaucrats have generally resisted decentralization, feeling that too many levels of decisions are showing down decisions, that we are paying a democracy tax in the form of delays, the belief that corruption is decentralized, economists are newcomers, lack of data and good research prevent serious in-depth examination of economic arguments, equity, civil society remains skeptical of benefits, a light capture hinders better targeting through Panchayati Raj. There is what are the dividends from decentralization? There is a dividend of decentralization. So that is political and many and what type of political efficiency, feeling of that too many levels of decisions are showing down decisions, lack of data and good research. There is a reason that that equity, what will be the equity, and there is a reason that decentralization dividends has been seen. We can say the politician have always led decentralization, yet evidence shows that political benefits are short-lived for the visionary who triggers decentralization. Efficiency, what will be the efficiency of that? Bureaucrats have generally resisted this decentralization. There is a C has because there should be no any type of uh, honesty and something that's in a centralization the power should remain in a one person. If there is a decentralization, so the power has been distributed, allotted. So that is the bureaucrats have generally resisted decentralization, feeling that too many levels of decisions are showing down decisions, that we are paying a democratic tax in the form of delays, the belief that corruption is decentralized, economists are newcomers, lack of data and good research, because when there is a decentralization, lack of data and good research prevents serious in-depth examination of economic arguments, equity. Civil society remains skeptical of benefits. A light capture hinders better targeting through panchayat. So, if you can say there is a main and main persons that who are doing all of these, especially experiments. So, these outcomes and these, we can say, weaknesses can be seen. Now there is also can be seen here that transfer of political, administrative and fiscal responsibilities to panchayat not achieved, because of there is no transfer of political and administrative and fiscal responsibilities to panchayat not achieved. They have not got all type of powers. Formal strong legal framework hides the reality of marginalization of panchayat, poor definition of and considerable overlap in their roles among panchayat levels, poor fiscal decentralization, panchayats supplanted by parallel institutions to which entitled funds of panchayat are diverted, Large measures of centralization in plan formulation with virtually no local discretion, leading to this tendency to divide funds equally among elected representatives for their constituencies, which limit the size, scale, reach, and effectiveness of projects. Empowerment of communities to exert control over panchayat is still weak. Failure of Gram Sabha to ensure downwards accountability and good social audit deformities. Here, there is that what will happen, what will is going to be start, what is the formalities can be seen. There is a transfer of political, administrative, and fiscal responsibilities to panchayat not achieved. Poor definition of and considerable overlap in their roles among panchayat levels. This is true. Poor fiscal decentralization. Yes, that can be happen also. Panchayat supplanted by parallel institutions into which entitled funds of panchayat are diverted. Large measures of centralization in plan formulation with virtually no local discretion, leading to tendency to divide funds equally among elected representatives for their constituencies, which limit the size, scale, reach, and effectiveness of projects. Empowerment of communities to exert control over panchayat is still weak. This is also clear here. Failure of Gram Sabha to ensure downwards accountability and good social audit. This is, we can say, this is all about can be seen, and this is a predictable aspect that what will happen, and this can happen easily because there is a some issues, some level, on some level there is no clarity about the systems in the system, that what will happen. Reality concealed by political rhetoric and official reporting. Replication at panchayat level of political administrative distortions existing at higher levels. What is happening here? That reality concealed by political rhetoric and official reporting, replication at panchayat level of political and administrative distortions existing at higher levels, rising of power centers usually occupied by elites within the panchayat system, undermining the spirit of democratic decentralization, unchanged power relations among panchayats, the bureaucracy, MLA and MPs, PRI functioning sometimes beset with patronage politics, insufficient attention to decision making details, leading to poor quality of decision making deformities. What is happening here after this is the panchayat, as you we have seen that merits and demerits of panchayat Raj. As here that what will be the reality concealed by political rhetoric and official reporting, replication of at panchayat level of political and administrative distortion existing at higher levels. This is can be the we can say the demerits and can we say the merits. Rising of power centers usually occupied by elites within the panchayat system. Yes, this can be the demerit also. Undermining the spirit of democratic decentralization. Unstaged power relations among panchayat and bureaucracy, MLAs and MPs. PRI functioning so sometime basset with patronage politics. Insufficient attention to decision making details, leading to poor quality of decision making deformities. Yes, these are the, we can say, demerits that can be we can face all about in the decentralization. The difference between real and not so real devolution, clear role assignment, power to spend money, power to tax, discretion in spending money, power to hire and fire, power to hire, fire, and control staff, direct accountability, not so real devolution, scheme bound expenditure, staff on deputation, limited power to collect resources, somebody else above or below acting for panchayats, somebody else above or below responsible for panchayat performance. There is a difference between real and not so real devolution. Real devolution is here, and what will happen in a real devolution? Clear role assignment will be given. Power, they can spend money according to power. There is a power to tax, discretion in spending money, power to hire, fire and control staff. They have the power. This is the real direct accountability. And we can say a not so real devolution. What will be the not so real devolution? Scheme bound expenditure. There is a simply specified that there will be created a scheme according to the demand, and there is expenditure that will be bounded. So there is a not so real devolution. Staff on deputation, limited power to collect resources, the somebody acting for panchayat, somebody responsible for panchayat performance. So all these, this there is a difference that is real and not so real. So the in the panchayat Raj, elements of good decision design for devolution. What we can do that for good design of devolution, what we can do. So this is here, role clarity. There should be a role clarity should be there. Finance to flow function, rules of devolution to be clear, clear accountability for devolved responsibility. Yes, there is the thing that there should be a role clarity, there should be finance to flow function, and rules of devolution to be clear, clear accountability, institutions able to respond to the emerging demand for capacity support, a minimum level of capacity to absorb a program of capacity building. There is an element of good design for devolution. As there is a clear picture that when there is a role clarity, everything will be in a okay and good designing. And second thing is here that finance to flow function, that a sufficient amount of expenditure should be counted in a finance and to flow function. Because if a sufficient amount should be there, then the functioning should be followed by the persons and the employees. Rules of devolution to be clear, clear accountability for devolved responsibilities, institutions able to respond to the emerging demand for capacity support, a minimum level of capacity to observe a program of capacity building. Now here, this is all about here the Panchayati Raj, and we can see the decentralization we have discussed about here. The what is the history? What was, again I am repeating here to the overall matter, because there is a very important aspect and very important matter is there, that is introduction and background to decentralization. Now this is all our discussion and local governments in India. This all we have discussed here. This is that what do we want to work according to the self-governing village communities. And because there is also if we say that village communities across subcontinent that over millennia served as main interface between predominantly agrarian village economies, and our customs and traditions elevated these early councils or assemblies called sabha, because our customs has already remained, and we have seen and we have behaved for the work of the sabhas, the position of considerable authority. As because we have also aware about the panchayat and assembly of five respected elders, as we have seen and we have also told about this. The five respected elders became pivot of administration. These the person that has the administration capacity and the administration judgment, focus on social solidarity and principle forum for dispensation of justice and resolution of local disputes. They have the power. Now we can say that characteristics of village panchayat remain unchanged during medieval and Mughal periods. Yes. Local governments in British India. Now we will count here. We will also see here that what is happened in 1687. This is Municipal Corporation of Madras Constitute. 1870 revival of traditional village panchayat system in Bengal has been constituted. 1882 Ripon resolution providing rural local boards with two-thirds of membership to be composed of elected non-official representatives and presided over a non-official chairperson. There is a Ripon resolution, that is 1882. Indian freedom movement and local governments, Indian freedom movement start demanding self-government. They have started for that. In 1909, Royal Commission on Decentralization recognized the importance of panchayat in the governance of India. 1919 Government of Indian Act brings in a system of directory and transfers self-government to the domain of Indian ministers in the provinces. 1990, this is the Indian Act. 1935 to 39, this is the provincial autonomy under the Government of Indian Act 1935, results in popularly elected government in provinces. First, we can say constitutional steps. Mahatma Gandhi has done this. Entire office of Indian democracy should be based upon one popular election to the village panchayat and direct election to the panchayat, to state assemblies, and from the state assembly to the parliament. Article 40 of the constitution, the state shall endeavour the constitute village panchayat as institutions of local self-government. This is here about the 1953. This is autonomous council set in tribal areas. 1955, Balwant Rai Mehta Committee submit reports. 1959 to 65, LG set up in the first plus of enthusiasm, but then further elections are delayed, except in few states, Gujarat and Maharashtra. 1972, West Bengal constitutes panchayat at 3 levels and undertake elections. 77, Ashok Mehta Committee recommended 2 tier panchayats. In 1987, Big Bang Revolution on 2 panchayats in Karnataka. 1989, the failed 64th and 65th amendments. Panchayat and Nagarpalikas. There is 24 states, 5 union territories, as I have given here the name before that. This silent features of the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act, that is 1993. 3 tier panchayat system and village, regular election every 5 years, state finance commission to be set up once in 5 years. Powers to be so devolved upon panchayat as to enable them to function as institutions. These are the things that silent features can be counted. 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act in 1993. This is again 74th Constitution Amendment Act 1993. What has happened in all of these things? That is again they have given the different kinds of urban local bodies has been decided here. Article 243G reads as under powers, authority and responsibilities has been given to the panchayat system, and the preparation of plans for economic development, social justice. They have given the implementation of scheme for economic development and social justice as may be interested. 11th schedule list 29 matters as below. As I have given all of the name, that is dairying, technical training, maintenance community, central dispensaries, women and child development. These are the matters has been given in the 11th schedule, that has been counted 29 lists matters. There is also again that town planning, safeguarding, educational and aesthetic aspect, urban poverty, cattle pounds, vital statistics, the registration of birth and death. This all has been counted in all of these 11 schedule list in 29 matters. Now this is here that what has happening, that panchayat and district panchayat has been elected persons, and there is a very good results has been coming. This is 37% women percentage, and SCs 11%. So there is a counting has been coming out, states has been coming out, and this is functional assignment, impact, expenditure, the delegation. This is discussed about, backed by the financial resources. Now we are going to be ending this topic, because this is all we have done. Difference, everything. This is difference between real and not so real revolution. Real revolution has been also. This is all about responsible for panchayat performance. Elements, now we have goal given here: role clarity, finance to follow functions, rules of devolution to be clear accountability, and all about that has been counted in panchayati raj. So for today, now this is ending, and a very important topic we have discussed. Now this is about the decentralization and the Balwant Rai Mehta committee and Ashok Mehta. This is very important and very effective, and this is good for the democratic concern. Now that's all for today. This is by my sides of Dr. Lata Sharma is giving you thank you. Now thank you very much.